We're live already?
Mic was not on. Of course it wasn't. Uh, where is my microphone? Okay, so yeah, so we're live now, but there's like this delay, and it's like there, of course, to help, but it doesn't help me because I don't know. So all I see is like 6 seconds of blankness, but I see everything else is live. So apparently we're live.
Yes, I see that we are in fact live.
Okay. Hopefully we have somebody jump in and check the audio sources. Um, Let me see. Did you see my
On the
Oh, go ahead.
I'm the guy that's going into the audio stream, and it
Oh,
looks
okay.
like sounds like you're a little quiet, and I'm
Okay.
fine.
Okay. I sound quiet. All right, let me make sure. I'm gonna boost my mic so I can make sure I am good. Let me see. Yes, sir. LB1. Do. All right. So we should be okay. So it's absolutely been a very long time since we've used this backdrop. It's been an even longer time since we've actually gone. It's been a while since we've gone live. Now, the safe and easy bet is to blame Johnny. Um,
As always.
yeah, blame Johnny. It makes life a lot easier for everybody. And speaking on that, I am Baron J67. This is
Go on, what is it?
no. Who are you, sir?
Oh, I thought you were talking about the show, my bad.
Oh no, my bad. I did kind of word that weird. I'm a little rusty, but and you are.
I am Baron J76
You know
of
what?
Level 1 Gaming.
That sounds like a game I would not want to play. But
It's
yes.
it's
Oh, go
ac-
ahead.
it's actually a mix. I'm sorry, of Baron J67 of Level 1 Gaming, and also my favorite Overwatch character, Jakarta 76.
Oh yeah, that time in Jakarta. Um,
Of course.
I'll say this. I will put this out there.
Mm-hmm.
This is the StarCrossed gamers.
This is the StarCrossed gamers. What the hell is a StarCrossed gamer?
Some people think it's a play on I think it's a play on Shakespeare and the whole star-crossed lovers thing. But
Uh huh.
I think it's just because we play a lot of space games.
Do you remember the actual inspiration for this title?
No, and hopefully you're here to give me a lesson.
Yes. So it's redundant now because we're both PC gamers, but back in the old days, pre-level 1, if such a thing really existed,
Right? Is there a time
uh,
before level one?
you were predominantly a console gamer because I don't know, we didn't have supercomputers. And even though I was a PC guy and you were still a console guy, we loved gaming.
Ah, see, and now the Starcross got it. Love for gaming. Okay, so
Not each other, although I do love Baron J67 a lot.
yeah,
It's not like that.
I kind of love Johnny too. He gets on my nerves though, but it's all good because he's the greatest gamer on earth, and he somehow gets like top score and top ranks in every game he plays. But he's like, "Oh, I've never played this before," and then all of a sudden he knows how to like absolutely demolish the game, and it's so annoying, and it frustrates me to no end. But today, before we completely get off topic, we are
Hmm.
actually I'm here with the group or with those watching. I'm a vanilla player, and for those who don't know, when it comes to like PC gaming, I play the base version of 99% of the games I play. I think the one game where I went out of my way to add mods was um oh my god, I can't believe I forgot the name of it, and they're coming out with a number 2. I can see it
Kenshi?
now. Kenshi, yes. Kenshi, which is a RPG sim open sandbox kung fu game. Um very very large game. and I'm quite excited for number two. But that is the only game that I've heavily put mods into. I mean, I think I
Hmm.
have like 10 mods on it, and it's funny because I've seen videos of people talking about 200 mods on Skyrim, and um, and just the idea of that just sounds crazy. But yeah, so for me, I'm a vanilla player. Now Johnny, from the years that I've known him, he's constantly putting mods on games. He is definitely a quality of life guy. Um, and I'm here to learn more about some games that definitely benefited from mods. So Johnny,
Yes, sir.
take the floor.
Well, you know, as you just pointed out, I'm a big mod guy myself. Um, and that's generally down to the fact that, unlike most gamers, I think I can actually complete a game,
Oh,
and when I complete a game, with that being, like the story or whatever, in most games. So like I'll still want to play after, and a lot of times the way you prolong playability is with mods, which introduce new content. And the kind of mod specifically that I'd like to little just touch on today, as the title implied, um, mod overhauls. So what's an overhaul, you may ask? Uh, my definition is a mod that fundamentally changes the base game, that adds either like brand new mechanics, or it changes the entire like setting of the game. Just like full DLC sized mods, or like its own standalone kind of game, if you want to call it
can we
or
take a
look at it
quick
that way.
second and pause? I think that's the first time I've ever heard your cat.
Oh yeah, sorry, he's a little loud.
No,
A little
no,
loud.
no. I'm not tripping. It's just funny because I've always known you've had a cat, but that is the very first time in all these years that I've actually heard your cat. Now, could it be it's because I'm using my headphones for once? Possibly. Could it be that I have your audio tweaked up? Possibly. But I just wanted,
200% to the max.
yeah, I just wanted to be known that I heard the kitty. Now keep going. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think he saw a lizard or something. He's trying to tell me. But yes, standalone like big, very big mods that like fundamentally change the game. And so I wanted to start this off by looking at a particular game that we both know and love. And it's the whole reason we have our supercomputers to begin with, if you could possibly.
Oh
That's
Lord.
that's right. He knows exactly what I'm gonna say. It's Mountain Blade. It could be either Warband or Bannerlord, really, because like these things exist for both. But I want to look at Warband because it's older, has more mods, and we actually played it a whole lot more than we have Bannerlord.
That is the fact.
Um, yeah. So, Mr. Baron J67, who, fun fact, he started. That's how I met Baron J67, is through him streaming Mountain Blade. Um, there's a couple of very big established mods that are like uh, the big fish in the little pond, and I'm gonna list a couple, and you tell me which one you want to hear about more.
Gotcha.
The full conversion Prophecies of Pendor, which is like another fantasy kind of world that they
That
came up
one.
with. Okay, say no more. Um, so
Are
what?
there elves?
No,
Oh.
thank God. So the Prophecies of Pendor, they completely revitalized the map. So it's not even Calradia; it's their own little design. And but it's similar to Bannerlord, I would say, like the premise,
Oh, okay.
looking back in hindsight, because like you have the old kingdom, which is like dissipated. You have like in the center of the map, you have like this new kingdom, or like that's replacing the old one, and they're like the red guys, and they're supposed to be like the antagonists of the mod if you're playing through like the main story or whatever.
Okay.
You have your Vikings in the north, because that's just how you do it.
Yeah.
You have your I forget what they call them, but like what were they called in Warband? The Saranids? Like
Oh, the dudes riding
the
the
Middle
horses.
Eastern. No, the Middle Eastern folk.
Oh, okay, yeah. I forgot their name, but I know who you're
Yeah,
talking about.
whatever their name was, they're also in the south, in the desert. That's just
Okay.
how it is. And but like the faction that I tend to join, and you won't be surprised in this in the slightest, is the Eastern Empire, which is like a Roman faction that's like invading the continent.
Mm, got you.
Uh, it's really cool. Cause like it's like a fantasy world, so like there's elements of magic that they've thrown in there, right? I don't think, to my knowledge, I don't think there's like spell casting, so there's no wizards.
Okay.
But like, what they do have is like the Headless Horseman. They have like a group of like I think it's like witches, and then they had like a bunch of zombie like guards or something in like their little party. And like the zombies would be like basically immortal. They take a super lot of damage, but they don't deal much out themselves. So there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. Like it's a fantasy,
Yeah, yeah.
and it feels fantastical.
So it's like a
But
medieval. It's a medieval fantasy.
yeah, like
Gotcha.
imagine, yeah,
Like King Arthur status.
yeah, like that's
Got it.
it's not
Okay.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like
King Arthur.
that's not,
Got it.
yeah. But the one mechanic that I really enjoyed, and I wish they kind of come up with this in like found a way to put this in other mods, is that like super spoilers for a mod that you've never heard of in a game you probably haven't played, is when you're creating a character you get to like choose like your background and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, in one of the secret, well, it's not a secret, but one of the options that you can pick is that you're like the forlorn son of a duke of the old empire or something. So, it's like fantastical because uh it's gone and there's so much mystery around what happened and stuff like that.
Oh, they
And
actually
if you
wrote a whole
choose,
storyline for it for your
yeah,
background.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's badass.
Mhm. And if you choose it and like you hit like however many levels or something, eventually a letter comes in, and
Not with the black
this
hand.
letter, not with the black hand, no. They're actually trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. Uh,
Oh God.
they're there to tell you that you're he wasn't a duke after all. Your father, he was in line for the throne. So spoilers. You're like you could be crowned King Arthur of the Old Kingdom
Oh.
if you full conquer the map or whatever, and establish the kingdom again. But so
I feel
yeah,
like at that point you could be whoever you wanted. No, I'm just...
yeah, of
Oh
course.
snaps! We just got a raid from the Iron Lords. Holy crap!
Oh
Much
my
love to those
gosh.
guys. We're sitting here talking
Welcome,
about.
welcome.
We're currently being schooled on mods because you're talking to a vanilla player here. I'm Baron J67, and I am absolutely 1000% vanilla in the way I play my PC games. I don't do mods that often, but here it is. I'm talking to a mod legend in Johnny
Yeah,
Man 117.
yeah. I'm guest Professor Johnny, enlightening the world on Mountain Blade mods.
So yes, let us know in the chat. Actually, I should probably add like a question. Let me see. Start a poll. Keep going, Johnny.
Of course. So, surprise. Who could have predicted that you could be king if you gain the power necessary to enforce your claim. But the mechanic that I was hinting at earlier that I really wish they put in other mods is that in like kind of in the middle of the map, if you stumble upon it, because there's like a fog of war, you don't see the whole map at once. There's a rundown, disheveled castle ruin, and if you go in there, it's like a bandit camp. So you gotta defeat the bandits, right?
Got you.
But if you do, not only do you get, you know, a small fortune, you also get the ability to claim that castle ruin as an outpost, which is
Oh,
like a settlement kind of hideout for your party. You know, you can dump troops in there, you can upgrade it, and it could become a full-fledged castle once more.
okay.
And
So
I thought that was really cool.
no, so that's super dope, right? I gotta ask, when it
Hmm.
comes to these mods, because I feel like you've put more mods in on Warband. And folks, for those who don't know, we're currently talking about the Mountain Blade series and the different mods for it. And right now we're talking about Mountain Blade Warband. So for Mountain Blade, with those mods,
Hmm.
did were there any mods where you could outright be like a bandit?
Yeah. Um, I know oh gosh, it was another full conversion mod. I forget what it's called, but like it didn't get as far in the development as Prophecies of Pendor did, but
Okay.
it did give you the option to be like a full-fledged bandit. I forget the name of the mod, RIP, but yes, being on the dark side is a thing that you can do in a lot of these mods. And but yeah, you can build a castle up in POP. You know, and then what is it? Like another really cool feature about it is that you can start your own chivalric knightly order. There's like a bunch of knightly orders going around. Like the evil Red Kingdom, they have like three different knight chapters, and they're, as you could possibly imagine, very OP.
Yeah.
Like full on plate armor, the lances, barbed horses, the whole shebang. Basically the tanks of the medieval world, you know?
So
And
for your modding experience, because you've been modding games for as long as
mhm.
I've known you, maybe even longer. Um, what experience do you often lean towards when it
I
comes to
lean
yeah?
I lean towards like the experiences because like um as you probably imagine as someone that plays mods, I play it for the fun of it. I don't play it for like the challenge of like a brand new experience.
Okay,
And so it, you know, because there are some mods that are there just to have fun, of course. Like there's another mod for Mountain Blade Warband. It's like a Halloween special or something.
okay,
And it, instead of like the like base game with like knights and castles and a whole map, instead of it, it's like it's just one big battlefield map, and it's like Halloween themed. So you have like jack o' lantern knights, ghosts, and it's just like a dungeon crawler. And like that kind of mod, that was really fun. You know,
they
they
added a
had like
dungeon crawler experience. See, that does sound dope. For those who haven't played Mountain Blade, I definitely recommend you go check it out. It's a what's the easiest way to describe it? A open world 4K 4X open world 4X RPG.
yeah, something like that. Yeah, you have yeah, it's an RPG. You have like your own character. You can control like a small army. You can take over castles. It sounds great, doesn't it?
Right? Look, we're trying to convert people to the greatness that is Mountain Blade.
Not
Um,
sponsored yet though.
yeah, not sponsored at all, but you know,
We're
those,
working on that.
yeah, we definitely would love that Mountain Blade money. But no, that actually sounds badass. A dungeon crawler experience. Have they added anything like that to Bannerlord?
Well, Bannerlord is still in the early days of the modding scene. I know a few. Like, I know of two big projects. Like I think the Prophecy of Pendor people are trying to port it over to Bannerlord, and I know. I think they've had a bit of success there. And then the only other mod that I know of is the Game of Thrones mod.
Oh, and that's an
They're
overall.
yeah. Uh, there's a it would shock you how many different IPs they put into the world of Mountain Blade. Like it was. I mean, it's complete, but it's not like the most. fleshed out, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I
They
got you.
have
Like the story's not super detailed and everything like that.
yeah, they have they made a whole Star Wars Mountain Blade conversion, and they had like force wielders that like your force powers would just be like arrows or whatever. So like you're shooting a bow, but really you're casting Sith lightning. It was really cool, and I like that.
See, that adds
But
some flair to it. And like you said, so it wasn't much of a story change. It was more or less experience, like cosmetic wise and whatnot.
yes, like they changed the map and everything to make it look like a spaceship and stuff. Not spaceship. They like this the universe. And like
Oh,
here the rubble, the town, like the castles and towns were just planets. So like here's Coruscant, capital of the empire. Here's Yavin 4, your favorite rebel capital. Just go nuts. And yeah, like that mod, it didn't have a narrative. It was just like the open world, like here's the universe, just like, do your thing. You kind of make your own story. And those are also, I would say, really good mods because, like, we don't always need a main story.
yeah, no.
Controversial, I know.
Well, that's the thing with a lot of mods, right? Like for me, I'm intimidated by it. Like one, I'm scared of breaking the game, even though all I would have to do is uninstall it and reinstall it. Like, it's not like world ending. At least I hope not. But like, what? So okay, so Voidlock just brought up a good point. He brought up the Skyrim. Did you ever mod Skyrim?
Yes, that was actually the second game I was going to talk about.
Oh well, let's jump to that.
Let me just ask before we move on. Prophecies of Pendor, have I sold you on it? Would you try it?
Yeah, actually, it does sound pretty badass. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a little nervous, but the way that I pick up and put down Mountain Blade, I definitely should give it a try because it's not like it's gonna
Yeah.
hurt my. Like I literally
It's
booted up Bannerlord for some godforsaken. No, I just booted up Bannerlord just to see if I could run it at max settings to see how it would look and how my computer would hang. And it seems to be doing okay, so I'm gonna try running it at max settings for a while. But keep back on point.
beautiful. Yes. Fun fact though, if anyone ever wants to do Mountain Blade mods, it's really easy because like they have the Steam Workshop. You just download it, right? And when you launch the game, it literally asks like if you want to run a base game or with mods. So it's one of the easiest games to play with mods on.
You're starting
So
to
like
sound a
don't think,
little robotic, bro.
oh no.
Just a
Uh,
little. J5. Let me see. Oh, Boston. No, Boston brings up a good point. I would say that they are necessary due to developers releasing unfinished games or abandoning them. I,
all too common problem.
bro, the amount of times I've heard stories from Johnny and Hugger. Shout out to Floor Hugger. She is like, she keeps
Of
games
course.
alive. The amount of games that I hear about from you guys that are literally held up on stilts by the modding community. like,
Oh
it,
yeah, 100%.
it's freaking, it's wild. And I don't know if it's I don't play that many obscure games. Maybe with nah, that's a lie because my PC library is pretty weird. Um, like the fact that the most hours I have are in Starbound and Mountain Blade Warband. That should tell you how weird it gets. And then for some reason I got some hours in the Hunt Showdown, even though I'm absolutely terrible at the game. I
Oh
think
yeah, I
I
remember that.
remember that was the game I tried to play on stream, and my laptop like had a aneurysm and completely collapsed. And everybody
We
was
will
like,
not be
"Hey,
playing
just
like
everybody was
that.
like, just reboot, bro. We'll wait in the chat. We'll be back." That was one. I think I went and
No.
bought a computer that next month. I was so
Oh
embarrassed,
god.
bro. Like that was horrible,
That was, yeah, gosh, that was definitely a time to be alive.
bro. Everybody in the chat was like, "Yeah, just let it go, man.
Just
Just
just go.
like we'll be back. We'll be here. Just reset." Like, oh god, ah, that was
That was,
horrible.
yeah.
Ah, If my computer wasn't spazzing at the time, I would have clipped it. Um, God, that
Same thing
was
when we tried to play Valorant
oh, bro. But that was
for
before
supercomputer.
launch. And it wasn't in the 1.0 yet, right?
No, it was like the pre-release.
Oh God! Somebody said, Voidlock said, imagine if Zelda Tears of the Kingdom had a 4K mod and a console get a 4K. Oof, bro! Seeing those videos of those Nintendo games with the 4K mods, it's pretty intense. It's kind of weird seeing like a hyper realistic Mario and or hyper 3D Mario and a hyper 3D Link. Like it's seeing the grass actually, each individual piece of blade of grass. It's pretty weird. I don't know if those are real gameplay or that was just videos made, but whatever. It was creepy. Um, but yes, Skyrim.
Skyrim.
Yes, because I almost went off on a
Uh,
full tangent.
I know. So if you know if people haven't heard of Skyrim, I understand it's a pretty niche game, I would say.
This guy.
It's a classic RPG, you know, time tested for over a decade now. Um, with all that time, it has developed, I think, the most modded game I would probably guess. If you were to go on Mod Nexus, which is like a, if you know, it's like a website for mods.
Okay.
Um, the two most like modded games in terms of downloads and just individual mods are Skyrim number one and Skyrim the remastered version or whatever is number two.
Oh, the
So
one that just came out. What was it on the Xbox One and the PS4?
yeah, the whatever the
Yeah, yeah.
HD Redux whatever. So there they are, right? You know, sitting with the crown. What would you say? Like if you all right, let me ask you this.
Mhm.
If you were a Skyrim player, you know,
Mhm.
you have your dragon you have your dragon armor, you know all the shouts. You beat the game, right?
Okay.
But you want to keep playing. You want something new. What would you say is a mod that would grasp your teeth in Skyrim? Like what would you want to look for?
Um, funny enough, I would want some weird like expansion on crafting and selling, like being able to run a store.
You, sir, are I know you so well. Why did I know it was gonna be crafting?
Bro, like I swear that's what it would be. It would really be like some in-depth, like where I can run a store. It basically turn it into Moonlighter, where I go out and just like farm for resources, craft, and put my items up, and then I gotta run my store for a certain amount of time.
Yeah, that's actually called Elder Scrolls Online, the experience you're looking for there. So unfortunately, for your niche tastes, I can't think of any mods off the top of my head. Barring, there is one mod that I know of. It's you remember when in smithing that you could just craft like a million iron daggers and go straight to
Yes.
like level 100? Someone was so frustrated with that they patched that themselves.
Wait, they patched it out?
Yeah, like they nerfed the XP or something.
Oh god. Well, yeah, because it was super weird. And God. No, I'm not gonna go down this road because this is a whole tangent. But yes, keep going. So they nerfed out the way that I power leveled through the entire
Yeah,
game every time.
that's the only like crafting related actually no, hold on. There is a couple of more mods that I can think of. Uh in parentheses crafting. Unfortunately, I don't think there's a storefront mod. But there are a whole bunch of different mods out there where like you can buy up a piece of land and then you craft yourself a pre like designed house.
Oh,
But
you can get
like
a
it's with the
Sears
hearth.
home?
Yeah. Like did you ever do like the Hearthfire mod, not mod,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
stuff like you build the house? Yeah, it's that system,
I had a
but with like
house
a whole
over
bunch of new
by the
places.
I had my house because there was a spot near the Mages Guild. Um
Oh yeah, I know what
Yeah,
you're talking about. That
that's
one.
where I set up my house. Yeah.
That yeah. So like the ones that I'm thinking of here, like, are just so over the top, like grandiose. Like if you remember Markarth, like the city in the west with like the
Yes.
dwarven city. Like if you were to go outside of Markarth and like up one of the hills, there's a plot of land that you can buy, and it turns it into like a small town. Like, and you build it every step of the way. Like there's like the walls that you can build around it. You can build like a couple of stores, and like you'll hire out NPC merchants.
Oh.
You'll decorate all of the interiors, and then like the main keep, of like this place is like absolutely massive. You have like 20 different beds for all the different companions. You have like a basement that's just like a complete like weapons and armory kind of like area. Like, so a lot of these like player home mods, I think, at the same time it can be nice that like it's super like big and gives you time to like because like um you have to build it along the way, right? Like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
need to get the wood and like the stone and all that stuff. So like
You're like
if you're
crippling the
playing
whole
it,
market everywhere to build
yeah,
your town that you're not gonna be in.
on
No.
on top of a
Okay.
civil war, you're
Okay.
also draining the economy further for this new town.
Yeah, no issues. But no, okay, because this is already pointing to the problem that I have. Even I don't mod that much, so even my dreams of mods are vanilla. Like here it is, I
Hmm.
just want to like sell stuff and craft better. Um, what are some of the safe for work crazy mods that you have partook in?
Uh, there, when it comes to like the idea of like the overhaul kind of mods, there is
Yes.
one that I forget the actual title of it. I think it's like Clockwork City or something.
Oh, okay.
But so it's like it's like a normal quest, right? You find someone in a cave and it's like, "Oh, I need your help finding such and such." He's in the he fell down the hole.
Oh,
And you go in looking after him because you're the dragonborn. Like,
yeah.
what are
Nothing
you
can
gonna
stop you. Yeah.
I fight elder dragons on legendary.
Yeah. Big. No big deal. This is nothing light work.
So you go down the hall, and it's this Dwemer city because there's a whole bunch of cities down there. We just literally under our feet. And you find the person you're looking for, but surprise, surprise, he's gone. He didn't make it.
Oh Lord.
And he has like a note beside him, and it's like, I can't take it anymore. It's like I've been down here thousands of years. Which is like, hold on a second, like, but your sister's still waiting outside. And then like he's like, all you can do is wait here or go through the door. And obviously that makes you go like, I want to go through the door. We gotta see what's going on
Oh
here.
Lord.
And it brings you to I think it's called the Clockwork City. Maybe I'm like mistaking the names of the mods, but um, you go to this underground Dwemer city that's has people in it. It's not like just a mindless Dwemer automatons walking around. It's a full-fledged city, but there's a twist. Um, it's I mean, this is kind of spoilers for the whole story, but I'm going to assume me talking about this is not going to influence you to play this on its own. So I'm just going to talk about it.
Spoiler
Um,
alert for a mod of a 15-year-old game. No, well, uh,
yeah,
a 12-year-old game.
that's right. Um, so the city is like under the influence of like a little demigod. It's like because like he found like a
It's not
source
Shale
of Dwemer
Gorath, is
power.
it?
No, it's not. Thankfully, it'd be like even worse. But like he harnessed like this Dwemer power cube or something, and like he's now become the Almighty in this small little world of his. and he has this Darwinian sense of like, if you break the law, we break you. And basically, it's like it's supposed to be like a crime-free utopia, right? Like that's the vision.
Oh Lord, this
But
is BioShock all over again.
basically,
They put a
and
BioShock type world in free. That's crazy.
really, and like everyone you talk to around town is like, obviously, if you break the rules, people are gonna die, and so they're they're like a whole bunch of lawyers. They're looking for every single possible loophole in the system. Like,
Can we
there's this
can we
one little
take a moment and appreciate the modders who, because this is crazy. Like they wrote, and let me guess, a lot of this is voice acted.
I believe so. Yes, I think so.
That's crazy. So they voice acted, not only made the mod on top of the game, the core game, designed the world. I'm assuming it's like fresh designs. Um,
Yeah, I think so. I mean, obviously it's
yeah,
Dwemer,
they're
so
gonna,
like they
yeah,
use a
yeah,
lot
they're
of
gonna be,
assets, but like,
yeah. But the fact
but
that
yeah,
people take this and go this far, like it's, I, I'm gonna just say this. My fear of getting heavy into mods is that I already have a hard time beating games. I'll
mm-hmm.
never beat games because all I'll do is, oh, there's a mod for this. Oh man, I hate this pistol. I wish it was this pistol. Oh, there's a mod for that. Like I
Yeah.
would never, like I already have a hard time beating games. So my backlog is already through the ceiling. So I could like it would be a serious problem. And I think that's what kind of deters me from diving into these mods. Like you've seen how long it took me to beat Skyrim. It took me damn near 10 years to beat it.
Still haven't beat Fallout 4.
Oh no, I did beat out. I beat Fallout 4.
Oh, did you?
Mm-hmm. Remember, I believe I streamed it. I had to force myself. Like I had to stop doing
Yeah.
everything. I had to stop doing all side quests. I had to stop everything and like trudge through the story, even though the story wasn't bad. But then I made a mistake and accidentally killed. After I agreed to help, I almost spoiled the game. After I agreed to help said person, I ended up killing said person in his base. And when I killed said person in his base, I actually like created a weird moment where I had to beat the game a certain way because I had to fight my way out of his base because all of his people were trying to kill me because I killed. Yeah, it turned into a weird scenario where I kind of cornered myself. Yeah.
No, but I know exactly what you're talking about,
Yeah,
because
and I didn't realize what happened and it just it just, you know, it turned sideways really quickly. And
like faithful, doodly crafted dialogue one moment, and then the next moment it turns into a
murder
John Wick
hobo.
movie.
Yeah, it totally turned into a murder hobo. Like I had to sprint and keep throwing grenades to like move the piles of people to get to the teleporter to actually get out of his base because it was absolutely ridiculous. But yes. Um but yeah, so I
Can't
could
beat games.
yeah, the idea of I feel like the only way I could mod games is like sandbox games where there really is no end. I feel like those are the only games I could safely mod without feeling like I'm ignoring the story. But keep going.
Yeah, I mean, if that's what you're looking for, I mean, our mutual friend, the floor hugger, can probably get you into a role play thing, which is very mod and heavy.
Oh god, that's all I need is a part-time job in game.
I tried it. It's intense.
Hell yeah, it is. And I would break characters so much I'd get fired.
And you get kicked out for it. And they're yeah, anyways. Um, Skyrim, yeah, the city. Everyone's looking
Yes.
for crime. They're trying to break the rules without breaking the rules. Um, and they, obviously with that premise, you could pull out your sword and attack someone just to see what happens, right? And lo and behold, like the Dwemer Centaurians come out and start killing folks.
Oh my god. Oh, so it goes full on like so they really did create BioShock in freaking Skyrim. That's
Yeah,
all. It sounds like
and
BioShock.
Yeah, there's this one particular little side quest that I think is shows off like how cool this is. It's like, they're looking there's a merchant who says they have like a way out, like they can, you can leave this desolate place and like, it's super expensive. Like nobody can afford this. So you have to, if you're like, Farmer Joe and you want out cuz like your wife died to some disease and like you blame the next farmer over because he was using too much pesticides that season. you know you're gonna have to go to the loan sharks. They're
Oh
the only ones with
God.
that much money. And so you have all that money now in hand because you sold your soul, and you go over to the merchant, and you're ready for the way out now. One ticket, please. And instead of a ticket or a magical spell or anything of that nature, guess what he gives you?
Oh God.
A bottle of poison.
Oh wow. That's the only
I
way out.
know. And it's not illegal because you're not killing him. You're just giving him a bottle,
He's
It's just
getting. Oh Lord.
it's so shady. And the worst part is the merchant and the loan sharks were in league the whole time.
So you're sitting here like they are taking the money, and this is how they get the money is by basically thinning out the people. This is ridiculous. No, but just the fact that, like, bro, this is. And is it a large area?
Fairly large. Like I would say at least the size of like a normal Skyrim city.
That's crazy. What's the
I know.
so? Do you have any? Have you used any mods that expand upon the world in a larger way?
Yes. There's because like the my favorite part of Skyrim was like the Civil War, right? Like the
Okay,
Empire versus the Stormcloaks.
got you.
And so I have a lot of mods installed that like expand upon that conflict.
Okay.
Um, there's like a mod that kind of turned the war into Risk, the board game.
Oh, okay.
So like if you can recall this, and this is a very minute detail,
Those
but like if
maps.
you are ever the map, yes,
Mm-hmm.
with like the different flags on it,
Yeah, yeah.
you can that turns into a board game. Like each turn, you have like different people you can recruit. You put it down at a selected map marker, and then you can choose to go and attack a different place, right? And the crazy part is that either you can just do it with dice rolls and stuff like as Risk, or you can go there and fight the battle yourself
Oh,
in person.
see, that was something I felt was missing, was more wide open battles.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like
Like
that was really missing in Skyrim. Like that for there to be so many camps, for there. Oh, you know what? I did see somewhere there was a mod that added more random encounters with people in terms of like
yeah,
fights.
yeah. There's another mod. See, the fun part that I like is that you can have all these mods, and usually they don't overlap and don't crash your game. So like there is a mod like that just adds like pitched battles in certain areas, and I like it. Like there's another mod that
This makes me want to
you'll
play
be
Skyrim,
walking.
bro.
I know. There's a mod that like adds like wandering patrols, and if like the Empire patrol sees like some stormcloaks, they're just gonna they're gonna go show them the true path or something, like um it with like if you put all these mods on and if they're all focused towards one particular part of the game, it'll feel so much more flushed out. It's crazy. It's almost like it gives you like an idea of like what this game could be if it were created on a much bigger scale.
What? So, what overhaul mods have you installed on Skyrim?
The overhaul mods for Skyrim, that would be um seeing when it comes to Skyrim, I don't think I've played any of the mods that completely transform it, more just
Got
like
you.
I would say like for Skyrim, like the big ones are like DLCs in quotations.
Okay, that's fair.
Um, so there's one mod that like creates the second Great War or whatever. Like the first Great War was like the Empire versus like the Old Merry Dominion.
Yeah, that was during Oblivion, right?
It was after like a couple years after Oblivion, and
Gotcha.
like now everyone's real salty because like the Thalmor are everywhere.
Yep, yep.
Um, there's a mod that creates the new war. So basically, uh, the Thalmor, they decided like enough's enough. They attack. Like the whole empire is involved, but like you're in Skyrim and you can't go to these conflicts, so it's centered in Skyrim.
Yeah.
And if the Stormcloaks won the war, then it's like we were right. They're gonna attack. Let's go get them. And if it's the Empire that win, it's like, well, we kind of saw this coming. Better. It's a good thing we won, right? United in strength. And I think it largely plays out the same, but um, there's like beachfront and like it's like a D-Day can happen like where the elves are trying to land in Skyrim,
Oh
and then like
Lord.
some of them are like the different like like the Civil War, like the different force are under attack.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they add it so like now it's the Thalmor attacking, and you're defending it this time and stuff like that. And I don't remember how it ends. I can't remember if like there's an official ending or if it's just kind of just like that now. I don't remember, but that's a really good one. And then the other mod I'll highlight is like the Elder Scrolls V Bruma. Now, Bruma is a town in Oblivion, for
Okay.
those who may remember. Uh, it was like the one in it was like the snowy one that it was like a bunch more Nords, and they were like, oh, we're not like you Southerners. It's like that kind of vibe. And like what this mod does, it introduces that area of Cyrodiil into Skyrim. Like in the base game, even there's like the gate that you would be able to go to like pass into this area, but it's for obvious reasons blocked off.
Yeah, yeah.
But but now you can go straight through, and it's like a whole little new area. Um, there's like court intrigue in the city because they're kind of still recovering from the war in Cyrodiil because like it was the battlefield of the last war.
Yeah, yeah.
So like they're still recovering. Like it's a poor state, and then like you can go out. Um, for those who played Oblivion heavily, there is a DLC house called like the spells, like the Wizard's Tower or something. I forget the actual name. It was in Oblivion. It was like the mage player's like house, but they have it in Skyrim too. Like you can go see it again. Um, it's a very faithful recreation of like what it would be in the Skyrim engine, and like the guards have like 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 the Empire's armor in Skyrim. It's like that brown leather or like the not so realistic Roman armor with the heavy plate.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Like they have their own different versions of the armor in in Cyrodiil. I think it's so much better. Um, but like it's like a total redo of like this area. Like there's obviously elements of like base game Skyrim, like some like bandits will still have like the regular bandit armor and stuff,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like the run of the mill villagers in the town and stuff, like they all have their new like Oblivion inspired um own clothing, which just instantly made me remember that like how are we talking about mod overhauls and Elder Scrolls and not even mention Sky Oblivion,
That's what I
Skywind?
was. I actually know. I was just getting ready to ask about that. Is Skywind done?
I don't think so. Like I know
Okay, because I know Sky
they've been
Oblivion
working
is
on
the
it
big one.
forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I think it's Skywind that I saw recently. Like they were doing like It was one of the devs, kind of just playing through it and showing like everyone their progress. So I know they're still working on it,
Are they
and
playable at all right now?
it looks playable to me. But in terms of just like the state of the mod, but in terms of like us getting our hands on it, you may maybe it's like one of those things where you have to be like a patron or like a
Ah.
Discord member or something.
If anybody
I
in the
don't
chat
think
knows,
it's
let us know. Yeah, because I for sure don't know. Because I would definitely love to play Morrowind or Oblivion in Skyrim style. I
I
it's
hope.
funny. I have more time in Skyrim, but I remember having more fun in Oblivion.
Yeah, I Oblivion is my favorite Elder Scrolls,
Yeah, I did all the
but
DLC for Oblivion and everything.
I'll never forget not Skyrim, Morrowind's broken magic though.
Oh yeah, where you just got to keep recasting to level it up. Is that the one?
Yeah,
And you
yeah,
would make a super spell that combined like 6 different types and make it activate for like half a second, and you would just keep casting it over and over and be a god.
yep. And then there was like the spell of like of 10,000 real years of paralysis on an NPC.
Bro, just craziness. I remember like having I think that was the first game where was that the one where you got acrobatics for jumping?
Yeah, I think they started that in Morrowind.
Yeah, man. I remember spawning in the town and just jumping around like an idiot for like 30 minutes and always breaking into the mayor's house.
See, the
Um,
problem though is if you leveled it up too high, you'd be jumping over whole buildings.
uh huh. Like oh god, yeah. See, I gotta go back and play these. I never
Yeah,
played the
good luck.
DLC for those for Morrowind.
Yeah, like when I booted up Morrowind, it was just kind of like to try it. I didn't actually go into it thinking of like really playing it,
Uh huh.
but I can definitely see like where the hype came from for all those years.
Bro, it was. You gotta think, right? What was this? OG Xbox.
Hmm.
You had a. I didn't really know what was going on. I don't even know why I bought the game, but I just remember spawning in that town, being able to pick my character and what kind of background I wanted. You know, of course, I was sniper elite. Um, and just being able to do whatever you wanted. Go whatever way
Yeah,
you want.
just
You want to go up. If you have the spell, you can go up. If you, you know, like
if you want to go straight to the end game villain,
you
who's to
can.
stop you?
Yeah, nothing will stop you. It just it was such a mind blowing experience, especially on console. Um, especially for something that was like base, like no modding, because at that time I was going to like PC cafes and whatnot.
Hmm.
So being able to just turn on a game and not have my older cousin or somebody in the cafe come in and like turn on the proper version of the game that I need to be playing or like install a map to help me. Um,
You didn't get the patch 2.0.46.
right? Like everybody's like, "Oh, dude, he's clearly not playing right." Give that man a reticule. No, but no, dude. Like it was pretty mind blowing playing that game. Like it was an experience for damn sure.
Yeah, like I know the modding community was strong in Morrowind too. Like they added, I don't know, actually I don't know if it's ongoing or if they've already done it. I'd have to look at it again, but like I know they were expanding Morrowind to like the whole of the province of Morrowind, not just the island.
Mm.
Um, and that was really cool to see, like the at least the promotional stuff they put out, because like they're recreating whole towns, from scratch, which I think is like the hard part. Like in that part of the world, like sure, like some of the architecture and stuff is like implied, but like who knows? Maybe it's like just a regional design. Like who's to
Yeah.
say? Like the whole country isn't gonna be mushrooms and
I
stuff
was gonna
like
say,
that.
where's my mushroom house? The Sacred Tower. It's a living building.
Oh, they hit it in there. What?
Oh
Um,
god. Oh lord. But
I'll tell
no,
you that one after.
right? No. So I'm gonna tell you. Oh god. I'm definitely gonna install one of those Elder Scrolls games. This is not gonna be good for me. Jesus, sweet church and Christmas. This is not gonna be a good move. But yes, since we're hitting into the final minutes, what is the third game you were gonna discuss?
I was gonna talk about Hearts of Iron 4,
Ah,
my favorite of the Paradox games.
tell some folks about what Hearts of Iron is.
Hearts of Iron is the base game is a World War II strategy game in which you have you have to control the country's economy, and produce more war material to in turn train more units, and you get to fight all these different countries and take them over and liberate other countries and stuff. It's really cool because I was discussing this earlier with someone. Hearts of Iron, for those who are like strategy game kind of people, is the easiest of the Paradox games to get into, and the modding community is crazy for Hearts of Iron. Like not on Skyrim's level or anything like that, but
Got you.
there are plenty of total conversions. There's one mod, the one that I wanted to talk about, is like it converts the map into like Fallout. So instead of the whole world during 1945, you're instead playing as in the United States in 2260 or whatever, and you can play as like the NCR, the Brotherhood, Caesar's Legion, and like they have the whole map. Well, they're working on the whole map. That is like their goal. But right now they have like Texas and like from like Texas to Washington, like that part of the country. They have it all down pat, and it's really cool to see because a lot of it is obviously taken from the games, but a lot of it they've either taken sparse bits of lore and just worked on it through that and like expanding it that way,
Mm.
or like they did in Montana when they introduced Montana into the game. They just kind of used it as a creative writing exercise. They have like instead of like the normal brotherhood, it's like an organization of sisters of steel or something. It's like if anyone knows Warhammer, it's like I forget I don't know what it's called, but like there's like the Sisters of Battle or something. Or it's
Oh,
just like the warrior priestesses.
okay. Out of
It's
with all,
basically that.
well, see, I gotta ask now, right?
Hmm.
Is there Warhammer mods for all the games we talked about Today.
Um, for Mountain Blade, I think maybe I wouldn't rule it out. For Skyrim, I'm sure that there are like weapons and armors, but I don't know about total conversions. And for Hearts of Iron, yes, there is a Warhammer 40K mod,
Oh Lord.
but it takes place on like Earth.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like the creation of the Empire on Earth. I'm sorry, Terra.
Is the God Emperor there?
Yes, you. It's the story revolves around him taming the planet.
I'm mad. That's the word used. And if you guys
It's
know
like
anything about
chaos.
Warhammer, you know like his first 100K sacrifice. Oh
Yeah,
god,
you lose 500,000 men, but it's for the good of the Empire.
Empire. This is how this ship leaves Terra. The fuel of
Oh no,
100,000 souls. Oh
that
god.
that country over there worships chaos. Time to throw 3 million men at it,
Yeah. Oh no.
and you
Oh,
will do it with a smile.
oh god, for the Emperor. But no, for the Imperium. That was the worst thing I ever did was go look up 40K on TikTok, and like um my whole algorithm just was lore for the next like month.
Oh
But
gosh, I remember. Talking to Hugger and Bordy one time, and
shout out
I
to Hugger
told
and
them
Bordy.
about. Oh, of course. And I introduced them to the Dark Elves, and
Ah, aren't those the ones
they
that have
very
the
much.
not safe for work pictures?
Yep,
Yeah.
and that's exactly why. They were now they're fans of Warhammer. Imagine that.
Yeah, it doesn't take much.
No, not at all.
No, not at all.
A
Oh God, but
little
no,
something for everybody.
nah, dude. Okay, so in the final moments, right? I gotta ask, what is your
Hmm.
all-time favorite mod? Like, just for any game, the one that stands out the most. What's your all-time favorite mod?
All-time favorite mod? The unofficial Skyrim patch because the game was broken as all heck.
Give us some highlights for things that it fixes.
Like loading, like crashing, like when you load in. It fixes load times. Like just like huge bugs that were kept in the game and never patched, were finally patched. Like I don't know, like some quests just being broken or something. Like if there's a problem out there and like a large part of the community knew about it, this mod fixes it.
Um,
Why is
that
why are patches the most like downloaded Bethesda mods?
bro.
Who
Well,
knows?
you know, look, no,
Who knows?
no. Hey, but folks, like, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Much love to the Iron Lords for raiding us, and I
Of
appreciate you
course, of
guys
course.
hanging out and chilling with us. Just make sure to like and subscribe. We have a lot more content coming up. We have our weekly Wednesday show, 2XP podcast, and that's going to be kicking up Wednesday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We have Tuesday. This Tuesday, it should be Cogs in the Machine with Bordy and the Floor Hugger. They're gonna. I don't know what they're
Ask
gonna
them
be.
about Dark Elves.
Yeah, please ask them about the 40K Dark Elves. But yeah, get out there, mod some games. I'm probably gonna go and install something that probably shouldn't, because I've made the mistake of playing Final Fantasy 14. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. Um.
He's gonna try Prophecies of Pendor, and he's gonna make
Oh.
a YouTube video about it as like a
Oh.
retrospective.
Oh, sweet gods in heaven. But yes.
So make sure to subscribe to check that out when it comes out.
Oh, sweet Jesus, Johnny, you got any final words you want to part the world with?
Yes, mods make games fun. I hate elves. Long live the Empire.
Oh, Lord. All right, guys, it's been real. Like and subscribe and all that other fun stuff. LV1 Gaming, much love. Peace.
We love you. Bye.